Hello everyone, let's cover the fundamentals of Data Canvas in 2 minutes. Let's go! The Data Canvas shows how data has been added to the data table and whether any modifications have been done to obtain the final data table. Once you complete your data import, you can click on the bottom left corner icon. That's the Data Canvas. It will now reveal the workflow along with the preview of the data, information about the data source, column, and data table properties. The node on the far left is the data source itself, and the node on the far right is the final data table used in the Spotfire analysis. I can replace the entire data table using the Replace button on the top. This will perform a clean import and remove any existing transformations. If I select Replace Data Source, this will replace the data but keep all the transformations. If I click on the Load options on the data source, I can choose how the data will be stored in Spotfire. If users will always have access to the source, I can leave Always New Data option, which will save no data inside the Spotfire DXP file. If unsure the users will have access to the data source, I can choose Data when possible, which will store source data inside the Spotfire DXP and load new data when source is available. Finally, the stored data will save the data inside the DXP and explicitly load new data when the Data Loaded button is clicked. It's also possible to switch from linked individual settings per source to embedded data in analysis. The linked option provides more flexibility because it allows you to select different data loading settings for different parts of the data table, as discussed before. Therefore, the linked option is most of the time the preferred solution. Embedded data captures a snapshot of the final data table in the analysis file so that the analysis file is self-contained with data and possible to use offline. The snapshot can be updated manually. However, if you embed the final data table, you lose the ability to configure different data loading for different parts of the data table. Note that in database data can never be embedded because it's always fetched directly from the database. And that was it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe.